I think we have until 2023, how many more years we have to pay that. If we got the money, then we're paying for it. That's what it is. Because we got the money to pay for
Or
it.
don't they have one
I
Galveston?
might well drive down there Thursday and sign both of them.
Oh, yeah, one Galveston. See where that superintendent in,
Like 75,000.
used to be in Marshall, down in Montgomery County,
In June or July.
got indicted on felony charges.
In a $1 million loan.
He'd been,
Only
getting paid.
and it was a lot. That's why I brought it.
Okay, yeah.
About $30,000.
Took them one to do with the democracy.
Yeah,
That's for.
I mean, for $30,000, he's superintendent.
I never
That's
seen
fine,
that.
I'll look at
I don't think I've ever known.
No, it's fine, no, it's fine, I'd rather do this.
To
I brought John out with me
he's
to
gonna lose his
Air
job for
Associates. I
$30,000.
brought with me, Runnels was for the airport.
Okay.
What were they, what, flooring at the airport, I mean, at the expo?
This
Sorry,
surplus
not the
out.
airport. The expo, what
That's for the
area?
sheriff's
What
office.
room?
Wall frames,
What, I'm sorry?
wall frames room.
Wall Brands room. And that was a 2020 payment, and so the Malt Energy, as I believe on the generators. If that's what that is.
Emergency generators, okay.
I think, yeah, pretty sure, 'cause we have multiple, we have some.
Yeah, I just knew that same.
But
All right.
I'll give you those other ones.
What about Evar?
Look at Amy on, you know, that,
Jackson Evar?
just the filter.
Patty,
Some computer stuff.
I need you to do something for me. No, you've already registered everybody for the BG.
Oh, that's up there.
Benny's not gonna be able to go until back here.
There's a system program that they took a 1 year, 1, 2 years.
Well, what about
I looked at that one yesterday.
entry fees?
And I was like,
Yeah, registration.
oh, that one. Oh, yeah, I held that one, so y'all can decide on that one if you want or not. Y'all can talk about it, but I held it, so it hasn't been now. There,
The one,
No, I understand.
yeah.
Um,
I believe it says.
Didn't
it's
say
just
for me.
like a once a year fee. But I can't.
yeah,
get them
cancel
to-
those, you guys, I'm not.
I brought a lot of other ones with me that I knew would be,
Hang on one second.
yeah.
Patty?
Hey, Charles. Hey, how you doing?
Charles? Chad, you all right?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Morning.
Tell you what, I could do this. I would have started in December.
Well, I've been doing them, you know, like last time I had a lot of papers. Oh. Well, the problem is I have to wait till after they take over. Usually, and they just really close to well. Oh. Yeah, they have to get all of those and then I can do this.
My phone says 10 o'clock.
Just checking, sir.
I'd like to call this meeting the Rusk County Commissioners Court to order. Today is January the 20th, 2021. It's 10 a.m. I'd like to ask Sheriff John Wayne Valdez to lead us in prayer. Please remain standing for pledge.
Father, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as leaders in this community to do your business. I pray that our decisions are pleasing to you and the citizens of this county. Be with those that couldn't be here today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. First item on the agenda is to discuss and possibly approve budget amendments and/or transfers.
Yeah, it's fine. So this is the difference side. This is not the original amount and the amount. The difference is net zero. Basically, these are all over budget. These are being added to, and this one's being taken. And that's kind of how all. I'm just going to do a quick explanation. On page 6, it actually has a summary of all the different accounts. So basically, this one is all these netted to zero. So I moved them within the fund. So like within each department, they netted to zero. These are the only 2 that require approval from Judge Hale were taken from another section in the budget. And so that's why these 2 show numbers and they total up to this. That's kind of just explain, but that's kind of how you look at it.
So, does this show?
Go back to yours. This is your. Oh, no, not yet. That's a printout. I can give you that. But yeah, this is how much is left. It's gonna be left, but it's just not one account. You have other accounts. Yeah, you have plenty of other ones. This is like a summary page. You heard that.
Thank you.
Did you see on number page 6?
Yeah, I saw some.
Okay.
I saw some, but what is?
How it works, yeah, no problem. So this is the difference column right here. This is when it has a positive and when it's being added. These were over budget by that much. And so they're putting those in budget into those, and then they're taking it away from equipment purchases and see how it has a negative. And that's why it has a negative means a positive, so the net changes to zero. So basically, most of these are within the actual grouping, so they're all zero except for just 2 accounts. So the negatives, and then all the positives.
All right.
Okay. Like I said, a different format, maybe everyone get used to looking at it. Like this.
And so really what we're doing is moving money within.
Yes, so these are all within the group, so you can see this is your precinct one, this is beginning 2020, but you can see how it's all, and so the next changes are zero. Because the overall budget of that grouping didn't change, we're just moving money within line items in precinct one's budget. Same as this one, and then this is, these are money that's being taken away from this line item, adding to all these line items.
So, but like the finalized 2020 budget, it will reflect like what was spent in each account.
Yes, yes, so that's why I had to, these were all over budget, and I had to move money into this, because I can't have any items over budget. So they all had to be moved, so, but I can give you a printout of like exactly what was spent in the budget.
But I don't have, where's my equipment?
Oh, see, this isn't, I didn't, he didn't have any equipment purchases, much left, equipment purchases, and so that's why I had to move it out of machine hire instead. But I moved it from, let's see, I moved it from motor fuel, because there wasn't enough money to cover for everything in the,
Okay, so nothing was
This is
transferred.
not-
That's why.
yeah, this is not a complete list, and I can give you a complete list of stores.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
On this page, I'm going to get page 6 is the summary page. And it actually shows, what it shows is that all these are the accounts that we did budget transfers in. All of them are zero because they stayed within the budget, except 2 accounts, which got prior approval from Judge Hell for copiers. So this amount and this amount, and that's what it came out of other. So. Yeah, they put, we put in 769 in that budget, and then put in 900 in that budget, and took it out of this other account. So that's kind of the summary, so you can see how everything, most things stay within their budget. That's what you want, is for everyone to stay within their budget, even if they move around line items, that's okay. So this is like the end of the year, I mean, this is be one more budget, but it's pretty much the final budget limits for 2020.
Say, I'm for 1,000 out of equipment purchase. I put it towards road.
Yeah.
Which road did I spend an additional 20,000 in the road?
Yeah, but it'll be a different amount.
But it would
Still show zero there because it was still within the budget.
But if I was, say, like I had 75,000 set aside.
Yeah.
We take that 20 from the equipment purchase to show that I spent 95. What was it show?
Yeah, until you spend it, yeah, it will show, yes, yeah, it'll, the printout I'm gonna be out for, it'll be the exact of what was actually spent.
Okay, thank you.
Make a motion for approval.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Kirkendall, a second from Mr. Goff. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Number 2, approve January 20th, 2021 Rusk County payroll.
Motion for approval.
Second. Motion from Mr. Whitworth, second from Mr. Gibson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Number 3, discuss possibly approve and declare a surplus item from the Rusk County Sheriff's Office. What are you gonna do with that? Try to sell it? Offer it for auction or what?
Quite a bit of it is desks and tables that, some of them have broken legs. Some of them are extremely scuffed up. We're in the process right now of separating the ones that we can sell and the ones that are just need to be discarded.
Yeah, throw it away.
But all of it, and there's still more to come. We're in the process of cleaning out the back area.
Gotcha.
Motion for approval.
Second. Motion from Mr. Whitworth, second from Mr. Gibson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Discuss possibly approve Rusk County to participate in the Texas Association of Counties Cybersecurity Training Program. We don't really have a choice on that, do we, Cole?
No, sir. Required by state law, and this course is offered from TAC is no cost to the county. And the course is mandated by the state, or it's state approved, so.
Done in the legislative session, what? 2
Last
years ago?
last year was the first year that it was required. I think that did change 2 years ago, and then last year was the first year it was effective, so. As you probably have noticed, we've already started rolling out the trainings for this year. Takes 20, 30 minutes to get done, and then you're good for the year.
It's so much fun, you hardly even realize you're done.
We try to make it fun.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Gibson, second from Mr. Kirkendall. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. Number 5, discuss possibly approve the Rusk County Airport lease agreement with Johnny Walker for hangar G3. Anything you want to say on that, Alexa?
He's had this hangar forever, it just is up for renewal every 2 years.
Motion for approval.
Second. Motion from Mr. Whitworth, second from Mr. Gibson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Number 6, discuss possibly approve the following report for December 2020. Rusk County Justice of the Peace Precinct 4, Rusk County Constable Precinct 4.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Whitworth, second from Mr. Gibson. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. All right, discuss possibly approve the following pipeline utility request. A is East Texas Telephone Co-op proposes to place a fiber optic cable along within the right-of-way, County Road 2121 in Precinct 2, Rusk County, Texas.
I move that we approve that.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Kirkendall, second from Mr. Goff. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed, motion passes. B, Sabine Oil and Gas proposes to place a temporary 10-inch lay flat line along within the county right-of-way of County Road 371D in Precinct 3, Rusk County, Texas.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gibson, second by Mr. Whitworth. Number 8, public comment, no action be taken. Mr. Benson, how are you today?
Good.
Anything you want to tell us?
Back in April of last year, the government passed the First Families Coronavirus Response Act. And in there, they gave up to 80 hours or 2 weeks of sick leave, paid sick leave for employees. We were mandated to do that. Well, that expired at the end of December. And since then, we've had a few employees that have had to quarantine and some that have had COVID. So we've had some questions about what they're supposed to do. And I've been telling them to use their sick leave, but just wanted to bring it up to the court. Some counties have established their own COVID policy, and they're allowing employees for a period of time to take COVID sick leave and not count against their regular sick leave. So it's not something we ought to approve today, but if you're interested, we could compose a little policy to allow that. So.
Chief Taylor, what's the city doing on that?
Currently, we're doing the same thing. We were using the CARES Act to get our employees through, since it did hit its deadline. We're advising them to use their sick leave, but we also have a sick pool that we can pull from. But we're also expecting the CARES Act to be extended at some point in the next few weeks. So we're hoping that that happens and we'll go back to what we were doing in the first place, which is utilizing the CARES Act for 2 weeks. Each employee gets 2 weeks. After that, they have to use their own sick time anyway. That includes whether it's their family, close family member that they're taking care of or them themselves.
We do have a sick pool. It's got 10,000 hours or something in it, but it's very seldom been utilized up to this point because you have to have a catastrophic, according to the handbook, it says a catastrophic illness or injury. So not too many people qualify for it.
If you don't mind me saying, just for clarification on the city, we do have to get approval all the way up to the city manager. Use our pool.
Sick pool, yes.
Well, y'all ponder on it. We put it on the agenda for the regular February meeting, not the one on February 1st, the regular meeting, and we can discuss it. If we are going to do it, it'll have to come from this body because all benefits have to come through the Commissioners Court. Fair enough? Sheriff, anything you want to tell us?
Well, obviously, being in the paper is never fun, but that's still in the process. And we've been updated as we get them from the Ranger's office. Internally, we are starting to do our own professional standards investigation as well. That should be concluded by the end of next week, if not sooner. As far as the day-to-day operations of the sheriff's office, we had our first command staff meeting yesterday, which included the head of every department, and dispatch had a little bit of a list, but we got through it. We're all in agreement that we're on the same sheet of music, and we're in the process of trying to revamp some of our policies that have been a little outdated, not bad, but it's my understanding through TAC that the policy that I inherited isn't necessary. I'm not bound to it, which frees us up to be able to revamp anything we want in the policy at any time. Not that there's going to be a lot of revisions, just more additions than anything else. For instance, off-duty encounters and what our process is internally. If a deputy or a jailer or anybody encounters a hostile situation while they're off duty. Just little things like that need to be added to our existing policy to shore it up. My goal is obviously to protect the county, protect the sheriff's office, and then of course protect myself against lawsuits. So we're shoring up a lot of those areas right now and discussing our budgetary items as we start moving forward. Any questions that y'all have of me? Jail, we're at 111 today. So we just picked up another one. So that's a little bit more. I think transport's taking one also today. So it should be about the same number.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Chief Taylor, you're, Mr. Helton, have anything? Like to tell us?
Just tell you a little bit of what's going on at the city. We're currently putting together a lesson, full access mobile class, which will be taught by Tina Crafton. She's going to come down in the month of March, and she's going to teach this 2-day class for all the county employees. The invitation has also been sent out to the county to get their officers involved. It's not going to cost us much, and just with the turn of times, everybody's going to in-car computers, and so that's to get them prepared for when we do take that next step.
Alexa, everything jumping at the airport?
Good.
Anything else? Sure.
there any livestock in the pens?
No, sir.
All right, if there's nothing else, we'll move to approve payment of bills. Anybody else's? I'm not gonna go to this deal, College Station. I'll change your mind, probably need to let Patty know today.
We're gonna do it virtual?
I don't know. I think we probably set something up virtual. They've done, all the training I've done, virtual, and I feel like they can do that for y'all too, but it's gonna be a question I ask you. We can call, Texas Association of Counties when we leave here. That's what you prefer to do. Barry was talking about maybe going to Abilene, getting his training in out there. But holler at me when we get through. Randy's probably already gotten most of his for the year.
Mine, she got me signed up, and they mentioned last week, the first one, and everyone that was there kind of wanted it in person. I don't know that they'll offer anything virtual.
Yeah. All right.
So I guess those payments that she had, she just told those that were lodging, I guess we have lodging payments in these bills.
Yeah, I think he's gonna call and cancel mine business today. So you need to let her know on that.
But do we need to make an to the motion? Cut these out. How's that?
I think we just approve it. Patty's gonna take care of that. My part.
What, I'm sorry? That's the library association, that's just their, like, you know how we like tag or whatever. This is like something for the computer.
Yeah, I saw another one.
Let me know. So he's Robert.
I'm fine. Becky, you done outstanding job. It's on page 4. Robert
This
Allen.
is a general construction. It's the airport, it's course management. That's what that means. Alexa, do you know about the grinder pump force main connection from John Wright Construction?
Yes, I do.
What is this?
That is, when Matt Turner came in, we had to reconnect the sewer because it was capped down by us, so it wouldn't go back downhill, and now we have to uncap it and.
So the old sewer from the expo pushed up past the airport. So what we did, since we spent all that money at the expo, pipe it into the city, we reversed the flow, went from the airport back down to the expo to the city to utilize that instead of putting in individual.
Matt, at his own expense, had already put in a 500-gallon tank.
Yeah, he put in his own tank.
And so
This
he
is
has,
just the part that we need to do to tie all the hanger, everything into the main sewer deal. Instead of having each deal on their own separate sewer, because we would run out of space.
he had to bore under the road too,
Yeah,
didn't he?
that's for.
Yes, yes, it's a general obligation of the bonds. Y'all see the regions bill, I brought it with, you need to look at that.
Yeah, what is,
It's, the general obligation of the bonds, so it's basically for our yearly payment. We have interest twice a year, 75,500, in January and also in June or July. And, then we have once a year actual payment,
that's,
repayment.
how many more years?
I believe until 2023, and confirm. But I brought that with me. Was there anything else?
I believe 2022 is gonna be the last year we have to include that in
We can put
tax.
it off,
We
yes, if you would like to.
get that off the
get it off,
taxpayers.
yes. Okay.
I'm not sure about
This
that.
is
Check.
that's
Maybe
actually
that's what I remember
the
about.
annual fees from
Yeah,
the
thank you.
Caitlin. It's voter information technology.
Which
So that's
would be
what that
good.
one is. So it's a yearly fee. So right now, we're having a lot of yearly fees. I was asked about the democracy flag. I was asked, that was from Caitlin. Voters. And that is the, let me show you this.
Also, something else I forgot to mention in public comment, I got, word from, Travis's office that they have got it on in bills to give our residents a chance to vote on the countywide school. I think that's gonna be,
For the whole year.
good
Other
to
laws
be
are
able to hear from the residents.
once a year.
Yeah, and they looked at, see if there's anybody
Jennifer's not here
that
right
did
now.
that, you know, see
Yeah.
if there's another option. Get it
Yeah.
cheaper, that's a lot.
No,
Maybe the
Jennifer's, that's a question you can call Jennifer. Library, we have a lot of bills that are once a year bills that are coming out right now, and that's what they could call Jennifer if any questions.
Thank you, you did good. Answering those for somebody that's been up since 2.
That's the reason you've been up since 2, you knew we had a question.
I even brought some with me here.
On the, can you explain the bottom with the regions thing? I'm not familiar.
When you built a jail,
If somebody will buy your life.
so we have the money to pay for the jail, so now we're paying it back. And so
Always
this is a
do.
principal payment every year.
Oh, that's
I think it's been 2016. That's right. And then we have this interest twice a year. We have that.
But that is.
Fund.
And that would pay off.
It's by 2023, but maybe by 2022, we go ahead and pay it off. And those are just kind of, those are ones I brought because I knew y'all would have questions on them. But that one, the Garrett and Associates, I have it there as well, if anyone wants to see that one.
I didn't see it, but I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay, well, I'll let you talk about it.
As far as that Garrett bill, to me, I don't think we ought to be paying them. And I say that in a way, I'm not trying to hold their money or anything else, but they have not, the Jennings man has not been in contact with anything over there as far as I know. We've not went over there and looked at anything. I have presented some questions and have not got any return from it. And we started this deal last year and was gonna be completed by a certain time period. And yes, there's been some bad weather days, but there's also been some days that they haven't worked over there. And there's plenty of work on the inside that they could have been doing on those bad days. And I'm just speaking for myself, but I don't see where we ought to be paying them until, one, the job's completed, or Two, we do a walkthrough and see what has been done to see if it's worth the $21,000. We paid for we paid them for the windows and to get the job started, and they have drug their feet long enough. And I just don't think that we ought to be paying them.
Is there a project manager over there? I mean, is that who you're calling?
The architect.
Well, I call it
There's an
architect.
architect?
Here's our project manager out here.
I mean, like I said, it's not the $21,000. They're gonna get it sooner or later, but I just,
Well, I have it in front of me. It was $185,000 contract, and we paid $119,600. Is that what we paid?
For the windows.
No, yeah. This is what we,
And-
and that was. That's the current payment deal, and that's what
Okay,
the
so
92, I believe, is previous payments we paid, and then we have 71 left after this. 71 after.
so they're, in your opinion, they're not 50-60% completed?
in my opinion, they ought to be completed with the job. The job is not that long a job that when we actually started this deal was, they wanted us to pay another $6,000 to rush the order. Well, if we'd have paid that $6,000, where would we be today? Still in the same place we are, unfinished, in my opinion.
Well, I agree with Greg too on it, and also, when we entered into this with them, as we upheld our end, they got the windows in, we paid for the windows. And it was my understanding that nothing else would be paid until the job is completed. And, the last schedule that I got, they were supposed to be completely through, I think it was January the 4th or the 6th, somewhere in there, and here we still are. I'm not for paying, I'm not for paying anything on this either until the job's finished. And like I say, I haven't been inside, but driving by, you can see the windows haven't been cleaned, all the stickers are still on them, and I'm sure when we do a walkthrough, there's gonna be things on the inside, we make that punch list that we're gonna wanna be done, or to have done, and, it was said the understanding, the final payment would be the turnkey deal, and they'd be completely through, and they're not there.
I agree, and then Rebecca too, on that final amount, there was a certain amount set aside for contingency, and we haven't used any of that, so it should actually be less than what the total shows there. My understanding was that we'd pay for the windows, and then we'd pay them when the job was finished.
And it's saying that they're 64% complete, and balance to finish, like he's saying, is actually 65,000, but we have that retainage, that extra 5,100. That's what is included in that 71.
The contingency money, I thought it was like.
And then I think it's even more, yeah, I'm not sure where that's located on here.
So the architect is our point of contact on that with the company? And you've been dealing with him directly, correct? Because I'm asking questions.
I just called him to ask him some questions. Those panels up underneath those windows I was asking him about getting some insulation and putting up in there instead of just a void in between there, just to cut down a draft, on window deal. And we were paying for some high dollar thermal windows, and then you got a deal in there.
who would on the counties, but who's overseeing the project though? So that is you. Okay.
Like I said, I mean, it's not the ideal of the money, it's the ideal of, I mean,
Can't get them to do the job before they pay you, before we pay them. I don't know how they do that.
Well, Greg has been overseeing it, and I'm gonna support what he thinks. So I'd make a motion to not pay that bill.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Anything else on there? Since a couple of us aren't on the do we need to do anything on that, or can you just
I
have
just,
it?
yeah, oh, yeah, you can say not, okay, that's fine.
Benny and I are going for sure. I'm not sure about anybody else
The board goes and so,
here. All right.
you'll see the, board and the approved basket next time.
I'll let you know here in just a little bit.
What did you say?
I'll let you know here in just a little bit.
Okay,
I don't want to make a quick decision.
that's fine.
Anything else?
You need a motion to pay the rest of the bill?
Probably need a motion to pay the rest of it.
I'll make a motion. Second.
I'll say,
Who made the motion?
Mr. Gibson made it, I say.
All right, motion by Mr. Gibson to pay the rest of those bills, second by Mr. Whitworth. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. I move we adjourn.
Second.
Second by Mr. Whitworth. All those in favor? Aye. Thank y'all for coming. Thanks for watching.